We talk about the media and the radio.
Yes.
What is the condition media in Australia? They are still independent?
Yes. Well, I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, and we're the national broadcaster, and we're government funded. We're very separate in terms of our editorial, like what we cover. We're very separate. And then there's like companies like your own that are private companies who rely on advertising and work for a profit. So it's got a whole mix of different media. In terms of how it is, radio, I mean, you know it yourselves. We're on YouTube now, we're on social media, we're all over the place now, but people still love radio, you know, and that hasn't gone away, and people need radio, you know, especially in times of emergency. They need radio for companionship, for entertainment, for a whole heap of reasons. And so we have found in Australia that, and we were talking about this earlier off air, about how broadcast TV numbers of viewers has gone right down, and very, very quickly, what with Netflix and YouTube and other streaming services available. But radio hasn't had a sharper decline as TV, and I think that's sort of testament to you know, how important it still is, how important audio still is in people's lives. I was reading some stats the other day about Indonesians' love of podcasting.
Yeah.
You have like incredible numbers of people who listen to podcasts. So I don't think we're as high percentage wise, but we love podcasts too. So we've while we're doing radio, we're also doing lots of podcasting and capturing, you know, audio audiences in that way. And I'm talking about just pure audio podcasts. Of course, there's podcasts on YouTube as well that you can look at. So, yeah, I think it's been, for radio, we're going okay. I think for the rest of the minute, it's so fragmented. You know, you've really got to, you would know all this, you know, you've got to fight for the eyeballs and fight for the ears, because there's so much for us now to consume every day, isn't there? Like, you know, listening to Spotify, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Jadi di Australia radio podcast
Justru
itu malah
berkembang kalau di sana.
Kalau podcast yang ada di YouTube malah enggak ya?
Malah enggak.
Ada, cuman enggak
begitu besar seperti yang di yang audio, karena kan
Kenapa ya?
Basically podcast itu kan naturally-nya memang audio kan, cuman sekarang jadi audio visual gitu.
Yeah.
Dan ini cukup menarik juga, karena ternyata kalau di kita justru kebalikannya ya.
Yes.
Kalau kita orang Indonesia kayaknya lebih suka audio visual dibanding Australia yang lebih suka audio.
Yeah.
Probably mungkin seperti itu. Mungkin ya, tapi nggak tahu juga deh ini. Mungkin ada di antara Anda yang juga ingin berkomentar ataupun juga memberikan mungkin pertanyaan juga kepada Miss Justin, silakan aja. Karena ini fenomena yang cukup menarik juga, karena ternyata warga Australia lebih senang mendengarkan audio dibandingkan audio visual gitu. Kalau dari apa yang tadi disampaikan sama Miss Justin.
How about print media in Australia? Print media.
Well,
they still develop or decline?
Decline. Newspapers in big decline. Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense, right? Because what do you do when you first wake up in the morning? Like, I don't know about you, but I just pick up my phone and I check my messages, and then I check what's happened in the rest of the world. And, you know, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a newspaper. I honestly couldn't, because I don't consume media in that way.
But there's still print media in
Australia,
right?
Yeah, there is. There's still major newspapers in all the capital cities. There's a big daily national newspaper as well. So we absolutely, we still have newspapers, but, you know, that's been in sharp decline over quite a few years. And, you know, like I was saying, I think most of us now jump online to get our news rather than heading down to the shop to buy the newspaper. My dad still reads the newspaper, but he's in his 80s, so, you know, yeah, it does seem to be a certain maybe age of person who goes out to actually buy the physical paper rather than jumping on the newspaper's website, for example. Yeah.
Okay. So how about digital radio developing in Australia
Yeah.
so far?
We have digital radio in Australia, and I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but just at this conference in Jakarta this week, it's growing. It's quite healthy. It's in all the capital cities now, and I think that's where for organisations like the ABC, where we have, FM transmitters and AM transmitters, and they're hugely expensive to run, and you can't just think of up another station and then, put up a transmitter.
You still have AM frequency?
We do, yeah. We have AM and FM, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, we do. And but we have digital stations as well. So, yeah, and a whole host of them, because, you can kind of go niche on the digital stations, and it's quite successful. And I think, like many parts of the world, cars aren't coming out of the manufacturers without digital radio. So it'll just, I imagine, continue to grow.
Menarik ya.
Justin, in Indonesia, digital era and social media give the impact for the more numerous hoax in. What about in Australia?
So, so you're saying that the social medias and hoaxes
Yes.
and fake news and
Yes.
it's the same. It's the same in
It's the same.
Australia. Yeah, yeah, and we're across the Pacific as well. Sort of false information about a whole range of things happen on social media channels, as it would here. So I think that's a really big challenge, and it's a challenge for all of us, really, isn't it? Not just the media. It's a challenge for us as people living in society to kind of question things that you like. Don't believe everything you read if it's something that's on Facebook or something that's on Twitter or wherever. Like, do your research and go to reputable information sources to make sure you're getting the right details and the right information.
Is there buzzer in Australia?
Is there?
Buzzer? You know buzzer?
I'm looking really black.
Influencer.
Buzzer beda
Oh.
dong buzzer influencer.
No, buzzer itu memang ininya di
Only
sini
in
kita
Indonesia.
only in Indonesia. It's like influencer.
Influencers.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yes, absolutely. There are influencers.
Oh, really?
Oh, heaps of them. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
How about influencer in Australia nowadays?
How? What do they do, or which of the influencers?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine they're the same as yours, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're different. But I think there's health and fitness influencers.
I see.
There's, attractive people selling all manners
Yeah,
of
yeah,
things. There's sports stars who, they do their sport, but they also pay to advertise products. There's all sorts of influencers. So that can be tricky to kind of navigate your way through too, because, is this an ad or is this just their life? Like, what is this? What am I looking at? So, yeah.
Gimana Kak tadi Kak?
Ya, jadi influencer di sana tuh sebenarnya
Tetap ada.
sama gitu. Cuman memang lebih ke kayak politik, bukan lebih ke politik, tapi lebih ke ads atau tapi memang agak membingungkan apakah memang beneran ads atau memang apa ya istilahnya, memang dia kontennya seperti itu. Jadi memang agak membingungkan kalau influencer di sana.